All right, so what we'll do is begin here by just, like we're doing now, gathering around the table, look at what we got here for the revolvers here. Like Brian was saying, it's pretty obvious that most guys want to carry a revolver with a shorter barrel. 4 inches just don't work as an off-duty carry gun. It's too, like we said, you're struggling because these revolvers we tend to carry in the holster that rides high. That little 1 extra inch on that gun it's so tough to clear leather. So we're all going a shorter, not simply because of the weight, but just to be able to clear leather. These 4-inch guns just don't do it too big. You know? Be able to clear leather fast. You know, and so we see most of the guns the guys are carrying now are of good solid material, stainless steel or blued. You don't see a lot of these in fancy. Why? Because this is a gun you really can't practice at the range with, because it'll kick your ass by the end of 50 rounds. It's too light, just beats the hell out of you, you know? Oh, yeah. So everybody realizes the value of regular steel. Even though when these came out, everybody was buying them. Oh, this is the lightest thing on the planet. Oh, you can't even feel it. Yeah, shoot it 4 times and see what it's like. Right. You know? It never did go off with women either. This came out, it was designed for women at first because they wanted a lightweight gun in the purse because it weighed them down. But we see that it does the trick. It'll work like it's supposed to, but it's too much on the light side.
You know, one thing about that that's new, that poly casing ammunition, that's very lightweight. I don't know if you saw it, it's that ARX stuff. Yep. You know, I know it's totally unconventional, but I haven't tried it yet, but they're saying that it's so light. You know, the bullet weight's light, and it's a traveling fast, lightweight projectile. You know, with a mix of poly and I don't know if it's a copper. I'm not sure what the whole compound is, but they're saying it really reduces recoil and something like that. If someone wants to go radical and really try something like that, I don't know. I'm kind of a conventional person when it comes to that stuff, but I know they made that, and it might be something. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. What is it? Does it go through barriers? Does it? You know, I mean, I don't want to be the guinea pig on that kind of stuff, but there is things out there they're trying to combat that, and they've always been trying.
That is a bear. I did a 3-day class.
Someone for class 2, or
well, right. I mean, even skip and then put 2 rounds in the back. You got a lot of room. If you needed it really quick on a reload, you can drop your 2, drop it, and go, because you got a lot more space. It's not such a fine motor skill if you bring it up into your vision here and do it. And then on the second one that I carry, I usually keep the 2, so I'm still within that putting 2 in, and I have a space, and then I'll put the 3 then I'll have a total, because I'm only using a 5-shot usually when I carry a revolver. Well, putting that space in there, I know you know, when you have all 6 in there, it's a lot harder to get it in there, and this kind of speeds it up pretty good, but it obviously limits your capability, your capacity. The other thing too is when I do a speed strip reload, I don't put anything that has a heavy shoulder, like a semi-wad cutter or a wad cutter. I want to use something that's as rounded as possible to assist me going in there. I don't even mind I put full metal jacket in because it's so easy. I know that it degrades the stopping power, but it makes it so much smoother to fire. Under stress, you're trying to put 2 rounds in a revolver and get that thing closed as quickly as you can with just 2. So by making a space and having that, I found that it's very helpful, and putting a full metal jacket in for whatever it's worth.
One of the things you can easily notice by looking at these guns is some guys don't know which way their cylinder turns. If you ask them off the blue, they won't know. I don't know which way my cylinder turns. But each one of these guns is telling you which way the cylinder turns. When you look at the notch, all it is a big, fat, fancy bullet. It's pointing down this direction. So this cylinder tells me that it rotates this way. Just follow the arrow. It rotates this way, or rotates this way, rotates this way. Is everything going? Look at that. Every gun so far we have here is rotating counterclockwise. Except the Colt.
The other
way around.
Not a Colt.
Just like Maytag versus GE, every manufacturer does something a little bit different. You know, on the Smiths, they're always a push to open the cylinder. Colt, I don't know why Colt did this. I never thought it was efficient. Why would we pull? It just, your hand's there right away. It's so easy for it to push, but Colt had this idea of doing it this particular way here. Now, I really don't understand why, but it just does. The one indicator. No other weapon beats the looking at a revolver. You know whether you got a live round in there or not. It's simple. Look at the cylinder face. You'll know whether you got something in there or not. You know. Minimum maintenance. We don't got to do anything with these guys. We can shoot the shit out of them all day long. They're gonna shoot. I don't care how dirty they are. They're gonna shoot. The only thing that's gonna stop a revolver from working is if you happen to load a round where the primer sits high and it can't get past the breech face wall. It can stop it up and hang it there, and that's usually what it is. It's because the goddamn primer sits up too high. Superior reliability. There's no, if it, you'll never run into an oh shit situation where the gun locked up on you or jammed up on you. It's just squeeze the trigger again if it doesn't fire. You know, they're fucking simple. I wish more guys carried them. We're seeing them now more on the HR-218 side of the house. You know, the guys who retired and want to qual are coming back to us now with revolvers instead of semis because they want to, you know, they want something nice and lightweight and small and nothing too complicated because now they're getting older, weaker. They can't run the slide back anymore, and it's just simpler for them. You know, so we're going that way there. From the waist, faster into action is the revolver. Why? Because the grip sits higher. It's much faster to, if you had equal two guys on the line with open top holsters, that revolver's coming out faster than that semi because you got a much better purchase on the grip than you do on a semi. If you watched over tape, you'll see over and over again, it's faster with the guys coming out with revolvers. You know, but again, the times the newer kids on the block like the semi-autos now, like we were talking before. They really don't change revolvers much, but semis, there's always a new one every 6 months. Oh, this is badass. Revolvers, how much more can you do to it other than make it a little more prettier? And now we got one that's a little more shiny, but you know, we got black laser and gray. That's about all we do to them nowadays. You know, not much more.
I like the added rounds though. That was a good. You know, when they started doing that.
That was
pretty
that was a game
and that,
changer.
you know, I think, you know, because they can make them, you know, the metal is better and they can have a little bit thinner, you know, cylinder in there and they just get away with it. So it's pretty good to have a revolver with that many rounds.
686 plus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's an L. Okay.
When everybody thinks, hey, okay, he fired in 6 shots, he's done. No
And
surprise.
he's got more, and it still stays in time and it's
Yeah.
still strong and you know that's a pretty good feat right there.
Yeah, but if you compare the diameter of the cylinder to the 6-shot ones, you know, it's a little bit bigger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
They had,
a little bit
And they all start out, yo, watch this.
Yeah. Y'all watch this. Please. You know something's going on. You know it's going to happen. You know? The beauty about revolvers too is you train somebody on one revolver, you train them on every single one here. It's all the same fucking rule. Pick it up, point, squeeze the trigger. It's gonna work. Whether it rotates right or left is a moot point at that time. You know, you're just learning the basics of the gun. Pick it up, point, shoot. You know, that's what's nice about it. That's nice and simple.
If you can shoot a revolver, you can shoot any gun.
Yep. Yes.
But the guys that can shoot the autos can't shoot the revolvers.
Two different worlds.
Well, because sometimes in the shoots that we do, they'll put a revolver in as another part to change everything up.
Yeah.
And the guys grab a hold of the revolver and it's like they don't know
Yeah, what is this? So we don't even teach that at the academy anymore. It's not a part of the course. We bring it in on the instructor side of the house. You know, but the modern kids, the
No
new
one
kids
shows
nowadays,
up on the line with a, you know, that stop, like, I don't know, like 90s, maybe, you know, mid 90s. But it was always like there was always a revolver, 1 or 2, so we had to limit how many rounds we shot, and then little by little, you know, that just phased out, and they were gone.